Welcome! I leave for vacation in 4 days and I need to build a new desk before I leave. First thing, I'll be using Canarywood today to make the desk. Second thing, this live edge, it's trash. It's gotta go. Now that I've taken a stance, I use the track saw and table saw to break down the slab into individual pieces. These pieces will be used to make the top of the desk. Now let's take these live edges where they deserve to go. Right there. After flipping around the pieces for about 15 minutes, this is the layout I've come up with. Now I take the boards upstairs to glue up for the top. Hi, is that you? It's one of my early woodworking projects. It's a torsion box with some hairpin legs. Didn't build it all that well. At least I put a drawer in. I will be very happy to see it go. While the glue dries for the top, let's start on some tapered legs. Why the hell not? It was raining outside, so I had to use the bandsaw to cut all the blanks down to size. I glue up each leg blank, then use every 6-inch F-clamp in my shop to clamp them together. Once the glue is dried, I square up each leg. I'm very proud of my square leg. After I figure out how to use my table saw again, I trim each leg to the same size. I use my tapering jig to create the tapers for each leg. I'll do 2 passes on each leg. At one point, I mistakenly cut one of the tapers to the wrong size, so I was forced to recut everything after the fact. In an ideal world, I'd be able to turn these legs on a lathe and make them round. Unfortunately, this is not an ideal world and I do not own a lathe. So I'm going to do the next best thing and take a round over bit and make them oval. A lathe. A lathe. I complete the routing in multiple passes so I don't burn the bit out. I was pleasantly surprised to see how round each leg actually was. The desktop is now dry, so I cut it down to its final length. I then use a heavy chamfer to lighten the look at the top so it looks less bulky. Hello to you. Would you like to sand with me? I tap some more, I tap some more, a little bit more, just right. I will use these pieces as a base to attach the legs to the desktop. Since the legs are not round, I cut a circle with a Forster bit that I'll use to place the legs in. I'll then use glue and screws to attach the legs. But first, we must pre-drill. I use CA glue as a way to hold the legs in place while the wood glue dries. This part of the project was a balancing act while I waited for the CA glue to dry. On almost every leg, I used too much wood glue that required a lot of squeeze out cleanup after they were dry. Now I hold. I pre-drilled each leg so there'd be no cracking when I inserted the screws. Before attaching the legs to the top, I make sure everything is precisely measured to where I want it to be. I ended up needing to add additional screws to make the base more stable. This is the part of the project where I show how strong I am and how much I like how the desk looks. I nailed it. Nice. So, I didn't make the 4 days. I forgot to buy the brushes I put finish on with, so I'm going to take off for vacation and I'll finish this project when I get back. And I am back. I have brushes. Let's do this. Before I add finish, I make sure to finish sand one last time. I use a tack cloth to remove all the sawdust and nibs of debris. Finally, it's time to show the world how good this Canarywood looks. In total, I used 5 coats of polyacrylic on the top and the bottom.
Do you want to be up here? No, you don't. Oh, don't jump, you'll die.
And there we are. Next, we need to add some storage.